bit messy. It's good to have hair to be messy. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody? Merry Christmas to everyone, and hope that you have a blessed holiday. Okay. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? Just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Okay. Hi, Zihao. Good to see you, Zihao. Okay. Yes, JL, good to see you. Wen Liang. Yes, can hear me loud and clear. Okay. I'm in rather quiet place, so I'm not gonna put on my earpiece. Wei Xing, good to see you. Sean, Fok Tian, Andy, Kimi, good to see you. This is weird, huh? Oh, okay, sorry. Okay. Sokodan, good to see you. Yes, okay. How's the holiday so far? Yes, thanks for clicking like and share. Okay, thank you. Frederick, good to see you too. Chloe, yeah, good to see you. Nice curly hair. Do I have curly hair? Actually, I have curly hair when I was young. I have no hair until cannot remember that I had curly hair. Yes, Merch, good to see you. Adrian, Serene. Okay, thank you that you have liked already. Okay, yeah, $12,000 better have worked. Yeah, actually, it's growing quite healthily. Okay, yes, Jane, good to see you. Yes, Mr. Lu is here to calm us down. No lah, there's nothing to calm. Nothing that. Yeah, the hair is growing significantly. Yes. Oh yes. If you were to look at sorry, can I hold it a little bit while we wait for everybody to come in? I have some pictures to show you. Okay, I went for a glamour shot. In fact, I put out my glamour shot. Okay, to show you guys. Peggy, good to see you. This shot is actually taken quite well, so I'm gonna hold it in a little bit. How's this photo? Okay, seems quite good, right? Maybe it's too bright. Okay, how's this photo? Looks quite nice, right? Okay, yes, yep. The makeup artist was good. The photographer was good. So, yeah. Okay. I damn hiao nowadays. Super hiao. Some people will call me hiao. I have no qualms about it. I'm super hiao nowadays. Okay. In fact, I'm so hiao nowadays that my children cannot tahan. My daughter cannot tahan me. Every time I walk around, I look at the mirror. I'll go and check my hair whether it's growing or not. You know, and things like that. So. New thumbnails, yes. I'm going to use this series of photos for my new thumbnails. So my wife had been helping me with my vanity in the sense that she was advising me what skincare to use and things like that. I've always been using the women range of skincare products. Now someone introduced me to men type of skincare products, and I find it quite interesting. Yes. Christmas rally for my hair growth, hopefully. No. The skincare product is called Dongyin. Not a very famous brand in Singapore, but in Korea it's quite good. And it is apparently there's a difference between men and women's product. I've all while used women product. Now I start to use men's product. Okay, and I like it because I'm not promoting here. I like it because it's quite all in one. Women, you know. 5、6罐、7、8罐, you know, first you gotta use toner, then serum, then moisturizer, then this, then that. Wow, damn xiong. Men, they call it all in one, talk. Wow, 搞了, done. Yeah, that's what I like, okay? So I've been pretty hiao, overly hiao nowadays. So for my critics, and there's a lot of them, you are allowed to criticize. I'm very hiao now. Perfectly agree with you, okay? Too hiao now, okay? Yeah. So okay, so jokes aside, and everyone, you know that my first 5 minutes are talking rubbish. Okay, while we wait for people to come in, I thought today is coming to the your skin better than mine. So quite interesting is that my face is very soft nowadays. My wife a little bit jealous about my face. Okay, my face is softer than my wife's. Not just my wife, my daughter's face. So it's because boah too much, too gao. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I thought it's important for us at this end of this calendar year to take a look at what I predicted early in January, I think in the first few days of January, and take a look right now, 1 year has passed, okay, and see what has came through, what has not, and how many percent of it came through, because that understanding that will give me a sense of error. Okay, for those people who have been in the army, understanding errors are very important. Okay, so you understand that when we go live firing, right, we go bang bang bang, right, if you consistently, let's say this is the target, you consistently hit right by a few cm, then all you need is to aim towards this side by a few cm, and you will have a high chance of hitting a target. Understand? So understanding whether I have a bias towards something, yeah, exactly, cannot, it's called zeroing. Okay, but zeroing, you actually can click, right? But here, in that sense, allowing myself to critically look at what I predicted and what it is now, do a no BS self-assessment, okay, will help me understand what's my error, and is it what we call a random error or systematic error. Okay, and some of it will be systematic and some will be random. Random means you can go anywhere, you know, but I think it's important for me to understand those errors so that when we predict the outlook for 2023, and if I could adjust those errors, then I'll be even more tuned, right? And I've asked you this before, and I'm going to ask you again. What is the most important thing, okay, in life that will make you rich? What's the most important thing? Okay, I want to see some answers here. What's the most, how do I know your live chat in advance? You can't, because I don't have a fixed time. Yeah, I'm not a mindset, no, not really lah. Okay, know the future. Okay, Kim Zilin, yeah, I think you're called Kim Zi, right? Yes, okay. What else? I want to hear, what is the most important thing that will make you very rich? Okay, I want to see some answers, right? That may not be just one answer. I want to see some answers. Know yourself. Okay, that's important. That's not important, but that's not very important to make you rich. Know the past, know the future. Okay, yes. Emotions, yes. Okay, all these are important. Okay. Continuous improvement. Okay. Let me tell you this. Okay, if I bring you back self-aware, if I bring you back 20 years ago, with all the knowledge, you know what's happening in the next 20 years. If I bring you back, element, you're right, okay? If I bring back 20 years, do you know, okay, do you know how to become rich? Anyone? If I can bring you back 20 years ago, can you become rich? Okay, can you? Of course. Why? Because you have foresight. Okay, foresight. Yes, so just now someone said foresight. Yes, foresight is the most important thing that will help you get rich. Okay, now of course that's not the only one. Okay, that's not the only one, but that is one of the most important thing. Okay, foresight. In that sense, why I buy S&P 500, because I have the foresight that it will go like that, right? Now, but I do not know with certainty. Let's say buy Tesla, right? If I buy Apple, right? If I buy ARK, all this, right? I don't have the foresight. I cannot predict. But those I can predict, okay? And Jason said I don't need 20 years. Bring back yesterday enough. Okay, I need 20 years. So my point is that understanding how I predicted 2022 will help me know my errors, and most importantly, help me better predict my 2023. Okay, so let's start, shall we? This is my 251st stock. Okay, thanks Angela for letting me know my count. I always got it wrong. And then again, this is for entertainment education and not for helping, not for guiding you in stock market buying. Okay, yes. So very important, my 2022 prediction for stock market. So this video, if you can look for it, okay, this video was done in the first week of January this year. Okay, So in early 2022, January 2022, I make a list of prediction. So I want to review them now, okay, and see whether we can understand what has gone right, gone wrong, okay. The first thing I predicted was the end of the pandemic, okay, the COVID pandemic, and I think looking back right now, it's about 90% correct. The only 10% I was wrong is China, okay. China more or less now, China more or less is in the process of recovering from a pandemic, the end of the pandemic, and I was very clear to say that the virus will not go away, but the whole world will learn how to live with it. Everybody give a like, please. Very strong, come out of all these slides, okay, and squeeze time out of everything. And I think I was correct on that. Now, someone said, yeah, it's so easy to predict. In January 2022, it wasn't easy to predict. The pandemic is not over yet. In fact, I predicted the first sign of Omicron virus came out. I predicted the end of the pandemic, okay? So I think it's very important for them to understand that in January 2022, when I take a look at all the signs, it's very clear that pandemic is coming to an end, okay? Now then the question really is, thank you for everybody who have given a like. Then the question really is, should we have done action based on it? Well, I'll come to that, okay? We'll come to that. So I think in this prediction, more or less I'm 90% there, okay? 90% there. China, we didn't get it correct, but I think I wouldn't have 100% anyway, okay? Hello, my slides, okay, it's jam, okay, wait. Okay. And my prediction number 2 is that inflation will be 2022 biggest threat. Inflation, hello, JJ Lim, yes. Inflation will be 2022 biggest threat. This one I'm 100% correct. If I want to say I'm 200% correct. This one turned out to be the biggest issue, and I will be frank, I should have written capital letter for all this. I only wrote one capital letter, okay? So it's the biggest threat, and at that point in time, I came out with this slide. I said inflation now is a clear and present danger for 2022. And what all of us, including myself, probably did was not to appreciate the severity of it. I know it's serious. I didn't exactly know how serious, okay? I have a feel that it's serious, but I think most of us, including many fund managers and many experts that I know of, underestimated the magnitude of it, okay? And I also, this is a slide taken from that day's prediction. I said that interest rate will increase in 2022 to combat inflation. This is 100% correct. Again, I underestimated the degree of the impact of interest rate, okay? Yeah, interest rate rise was very, very severe. So I actually wrote here, interest rate will likely impact stock market, property market, bonds market, whatsoever. But I didn't estimate the degree of it, okay? For me, it's just binary, right? And this one lesson learned, okay, very important, is that the world is not binary. It's not black and white. It's not 1 or 0. It's a continuum, okay? We must make an assessment of the degree of our prediction, right? So this is a lesson learned from me, that while I'm directionally correct, I did not take the second step of predicting the degree of it, okay? So it is very difficult to predict, but I think it's important for us to understand this thing, okay? Now, I also predicted that the Singapore property market will have a correction. This one I'm 90% wrong. It's okay, I make mistakes, right? In all fairness, why I did 90% wrong is because I not just made a prediction of property prices in Singapore, I also make prediction of property prices globally as well. In all fairness, globally, the correction has started already. Okay, Singapore, there's a small dip in the November numbers, okay, but I would say that throughout the year it has been proven to be very resilient, okay. Our Singapore market property market is extremely resilient for many issues, for many factors. So I think I'm 90% wrong on this thing, okay. I wouldn't say that the jury is still out whether 2023 this will continue to hold true that I'm wrong. It's hard to say, but one thing for sure is that we are in a very resilient property market. The next thing I predicted was a huge stock market turbulence. Okay, and in some sense, I'm probably about 90% correct on this one. Let me show you some slides on this. Okay, um, wait, and I'll explain to you. Sorry, I forgot to include this slide. Okay, I'm gonna do it on the fly if you don't mind. Okay. Okay, I'm going to add the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. Okay, the S&P 500 is here. Okay, and the Nasdaq is here. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, let's take a look at the S&P 500, shall we? Okay, so the S&P 500, okay, didn't go on a straight down. It went blah 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 blah. So there were ups and downs, ups and downs, down. So I'm correct that there's a huge turbulence, okay, and it was there were intermediary what do you call dead cat bounce, some people call it, okay, but it went down, it up, then down, then up, then down, then up. No, this was the one I predicted. Then the Fed intervened with again down, and then I predicted go up, and then the Fed intervened again down. So all the downs were all driven by the Fed. That's why I really, looking back, I underestimated the resolve of the Fed. I can predict inflationary direction. That I think I got it right. I predicted inflation will come down, okay, during the course of the year, but I cannot predict the resolve of the Fed in fighting inflation continuously until now, okay. So I still hold true that the inflation will still come down. Eventually the Fed have to stop fighting, right? Because there's nothing to fight. But someone said that, wow, the whole stock market crash and crash and crash. Hey, hello, you know, you look at the stock market, the S&P 500 only went down by 20%. In fact, if it closed as at a few days ago, it was only 19.75. I'll be frank with you, sub water. This is not a crash. This is not really, it's a correction, not crash. Now, in between the year were there crashes, it exceeded 21%. Yes, it did. Okay, and throughout this year, I've been consistently buying. But frankly speaking, this correction or this crash or mini crash does not live up to what I saw in 1997, 2008, you know, COVID crash and all this. No, it's a bit sub water, you know, compared to it. Now, in a bigger way, Nasdaq was a crash. Okay, Nasdaq has went down a lot. Were there turbulence as well? Yes, there were ups and downs, but it really went down. When I look at my prediction in 2022, I watched my own video. I actually said that there were two conflicting forces at play. Number one is the COVID recovery will drive stock prices up, and then inflation will drive stock prices down. I really didn't know the extent of the turbulence. I really didn't know, and I was also clear in my prediction that I don't know whether we're going down or we're going up, but I can tell you it's going like that. Okay, but now looking back, you know, one thing now we all learn is that interest rate sensitivity of the stock market is very high. Okay, very high. The minute interest rate comes in, let it be a lesson for us. Okay, now when the interest rate impact is we call it the beta. Okay, beta. That means the sensitivity of the market relative to something, right? The interest rate elasticity, they call it, is very high. Chiu Sim, good to see you. So it's very high, and I think it's a good lesson for all of us. Okay, I can predict volatility, but I cannot predict direction at the start of the year because there were two conflict direction. So I think in hindsight, you know, it is a very good lesson learned. Okay, that the volatility is the volatility, while it's big, is a volatility on the downward direction. Okay, I took a chapter from 2018 at that point in time. Okay, 2018 was something similar. I thought that the interest rate the interest rate impact will be like 2018. Oh no, man. 2018 was sub water. This one was a hell lot bigger because the inflation was phenomenally higher. Good lesson learned. Good lesson learned. I also make a few other prediction. This was the exact slide. Now I put down. I predicted that there will be widespread handbag prices increase. Oh, this is taking a chapter from Premium Mall. This one is 300% correct. I predicted it will go up. It went up phenomenally. You know, one Chanel bag went up a few thousand euro. No kidding you. We bought a Chanel bag last time was maybe 4, 5, 6,000 euro. We just bought it as 8,000 euro. My goodness. Okay. So Hermes, Chanel, Dior, Prada, everything went up phenomenally. Yeah, can you all give a like, please? Okay. Travel and hospitality recovery, 100% correct. It came back in a big wave. How many of you went traveling this time? Revenge traveling. I go overseas. A hell lot of people say hello to Mr. Lu and B. A lot. Hello, Mr. Lu. Hello, Mr. Lu. Hello, Mr. Lu. Every Singaporeans are everywhere there, right? It's like with so many Singaporeans traveling, okay, and the whole world is traveling like crazy. Yeah. We want to wait for China. China open up, but I think we're dead. Okay, this is something I think more or less I'm largely correct. Work from home and work from office hybrid. How many of you now travel? I want to see me. How many of you now travel? Now have to work from office, or at least maybe say 3, 4, 5 days a week. More than 3 days, 3 to 5 days a week. How many of you say me? How many of you are now working from office, but you allow 1 or 2 days or certain days that you work from home? So you work in office every day now, full-time office, yeah. So did your company allow you all some hybrid, some kind of work from home occasionally if you all want? Okay, 3 days at home, okay, every day go to work. In office daily, okay. Hospital what? Okay, flexible, right? I think we have now moved. Oh, I see. Okay, see patient at home. Yes. Okay, we're in office, of course. House cannot turn on aircon whole day. I see. Okay, so basically, what we have right now is majority of us are now working from office. I think quite a lot of companies allow some, not a lot, some flexibility to work from home if you need to. So I call this work from home hybrid, and I think I got it largely correct. And I'm one of the culprits because I also don't allow my staff to work from home majority of the time. But I think my company, we allow them if they want to work from home, no question asked, just say it. Yeah. So although my CEO, I'm quite sure will give them a stare like, why you work from home, although didn't say it. So I think quite all, more or less 80-90% will work from office. Okay. I predicted there will be an online-offline convergence. Okay, I don't think this somewhat correct. I call it somewhat correct. I didn't exactly see that happening in a big way because this year a lot of companies were more. Well, there's a lot of carryover of flexibility from online, but the offline part has picked up a lot. Okay, and so on. Now, I predicted there's this thing called post-COVID renaissance, meaning that after COVID crisis is over, there will be this huge invention, all the things that we have developed, there were huge invention that didn't really happen, okay? So this post-COVID renaissance didn't really happen in a big way, yeah. So, so in that sense, quite disappointed. 400 of you all, can you all please give a like so that the video will promote, okay? Not for me, for promote. So I think yes, I also agree with you, work from home will decline further. I completely agree, okay? Yes. So what are the lessons learned from now, my predictions, okay? I want to fine tune myself so that my 2023 prediction will be better. And I'm going to ask all of you for your 2023 prediction so I can better fine tune mine, okay? So what are the lessons, okay? What are lessons? I'm going to read out, okay? The most important lesson is while I have predicted inflation correctly, predicted interest rate will rise correctly, I did not go one step further to predict the impact of interest rate on stock market and bonds. Okay, I more or less have did some modeling and felt it was okay, but I underestimated the impact of interest rate rise. And let this be a lesson for all of us that interest rate rises, the impact is very, very strong. Okay, and I also underestimated the hawkishness and the persistence of the hawkishness of the Fed. Okay, that part I underestimated. Okay, the direction is correct, but I underestimated the persistence of it. So I think this is a good lesson learned. Now this will carry us through for 2023. Okay, it also means that 2023, what will happen is that the Fed is probably going to hold on for quite some time. Okay, the other thing I also said is that I now looking back is that it's really very hard to make stock market prediction that is less than 1 year. Okay, short-term stock market prediction is very difficult to make. You're right, don't fight the Fed. Okay, stock market prediction less than 1 year, I can predict 5, 10, 20, 30 years. That one is easier, much easier to predict, especially on S&P 500. But if you ask me to predict 1 week, 2 weeks, 5 weeks, 1 month, all this, it's a lot harder to predict. Okay, now looking back, I think it's something that is a lot harder to predict. Okay, with consistency, but I think it's a good lesson learned. Okay, good lesson learned. We have to make a call, but I don't think we need. Basically, what I'm saying is that the error is high. Okay. But nevertheless, if I look back on my prediction, I would at least say 80% of my predictions have come to pass. But then the question really is, should I have bet on my predictions, right? So in theory, if I've 80% of my prediction directionally correct, if I bet on them, I'll lose money on 20, I'll make money on 80, right? Maybe I should have bet on a lot of all this prediction, right? Should I have bet on all this prediction? Now looking back, I think what we want to do is not to make short-term, try not to make short-term money. Okay. Now the lesson learned here is, if you really want to make short-term, maybe I could portion out, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, just to make all this short-term prediction and make some money. But this is as good as gambling. It's quite dangerous. So I think looking back, I still hold the position that this kind of crashes or this kind of correction are very good markets to buy on the dip, buy on a crash. I look back, I still think that what I've done is correct. I buy on a crash, and then I just wait to hold on for 5, 10, 20 years, right? That kind of strategy still works for me. A lot of people say that I don't agree with strategy. It's fine, you can make your own strategy. But that kind of strategy has made me money, and I think this round is still not proven yet for whether next year or whether we'll make money next year. But I think it's safe to say 5, 10, 20 years we'll make money. I don't think people actually dispute that with me. Right? Even my worst critic will not dispute that. They largely, I think most people have a different opinion with me is whether the stock market will go up in the next 1 week, 2 week, 4 week, 5 week, that kind of thing, right? Last one is the Singapore property market. I've been consistently underestimated the resilience of it. Okay, and I think it's a very good. That's a very good lesson for me as well. So I have an error in the biasness of it. So I think that's okay, right? I will have to take more data points from people like Dragon Tan, Chin Heng, and all these people. Yeah. So really, I want to hear from you guys right now. What are your 2023 prediction? And I'm preparing my materials of it. I have a list of predictions ready. This time around, I'll go far to predict if I can try to make an assessment of the degree of it, although it's more difficult. Okay, we can't be 100% correct. In fact, we can be very wrong. But having a base case of what we think will help us manage our direction. So I want to hear what's your 2023 prediction. Okay, so I want to hear. Okay, by the way, so thank you, and let me hold in my new photo. Okay, I will show more of this. Okay, I should do one talk about. I'll do one talk about managing health and outlook. Okay, so rates will stop rising. Okay, I agree with that. Rates will stop rising. Bank interest rate continue to rise, I agree. Negotiated peace for Ukraine and Russia. I think directionally, I also believe in that. Mei Yun said that stock market will still be downwards until Fed say it will hold interest rate. Okay, maybe. 2023 interest rate touch 5%, very highly likely as well. Yes, I also agree with that. Any more prediction? Stocks down. Okay, stocks down when? Okay, throughout the whole year. Turbulence. And remember, it's easy to say a direction. I think more important to say, okay, T-bills likely a good buy. T-bills for Singapore, yes. Likely still a good buy, yes. Basket, I keep missing and missing. This next time around, not gonna make announcement. Every time I announce, people bid low. 气死我了. Yes. China reopen will affect stock market. Absolutely. We don't know whether the Chinese stock market will have two effects, right? The increase in demand will bring up prices. Then the increase in production will bring down prices. So we don't really know which direction. Interest rate likely to stay high for some time. Yes. Okay. Fair to say that. I follow your T-bill didn't get. Next time 我不要讲了，讲了每个人 lowball 我的 number. Okay. Want to buy T-bills a bit of a lowball. Will the revalue of stock prices bring down the index? How to say? Okay. China border reopen. That is one prediction I think will happen. The whole China market, China international border will open. People can fly in, people can fly out. Wow, what the impact is very, very uncertain. Okay, very uncertain. We have to take a position on that. Yeah, I think it is probably good for the economy. Probably good for the economy. I think some sectors prices will go up, but most of sectors prices will go down. My guess. Hard to say this one. Most likely increase interest rate expected. Yeah, if we factor the reopening in China. Okay, stocks need to recover before Fed agrees to change tactics. Just like should recover. Yes, I agree with you. I think the stock will recover even before Fed change it. If you see the stock, if the inflation which has come down from 9.1% to now 7.1%, it go down to 6.1, 5.1, and the Fed still say hawkish, who gonna help believe them? Yeah. Japanese economy will recover. Japanese economy is stagflation I think is already here. Inflation at 6%, good time to enter equities. Okay. No matter what happens, just continue to make money and invest consistently. Okay, that's fair. No, I want to hear economic predictions. Any black swan event that you all can think of? Yeah, I want to hear from you guys. More regulation on crypto, probably yes. Okay. The world is not confirmed on this recession. Okay, yeah, not confirmed on this recession. I generally believe that a small recession will happen. Okay, no or small recession. I don't think it will be a big one. The demand is phenomenal. You're in Singapore. Have you all gone out and look at shopping? I'm very sure. I didn't go out shopping a lot. I'm very sure places are freaking crowded. Okay, it's the same in Europe, same in Korea. Like shopping crowds are everywhere. How can that cause so sectorally some sectors slowing down, but so I'm seeing a small recession. This doesn't look like a real recession. Okay. Unpredictable weather. Singapore government put on cooling measures. I agree. Singapore government will put on more cooling measures for housing. I agree that is very likely to come. China will open on 2023. We talk about that. That one is a foregone conclusion will happen. COVID situation will worsen before improve. I have a lot of friends now in China. Now I got make a few phone calls. I met some of them that came to Europe. It's a very small impact. Because they're hit by Omicron. They're not hit by Delta variant. Yeah. So the old folks will get hit. But I don't think it's a big issue, not like India like that. China tourists chong Singapore, Thailand, Japan for holiday. Yes, I completely agree with that. If I can, I go and buy a hotel in Singapore, okay, or in some tourist trade. I don't know how. Someone can think of something and let me know. Can we invest more in stock now? If the market crash below 3,800 points, I will go in. I cannot tell you whether you should go in. I will go in. I still got one more shot that I I haven't fired, and ever since the day I fired until now, plus I'm going to throw in some SRS. So I will have some money to buy China travel ETF. Never thought of that. Okay, is there some China travel ETF? I don't know. Okay, any other thing? Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'll get some of these data points. I will give you my assessment of what happened. This time around, I think we should. There is one big factor that I think will happen. Okay, we need to make an assessment of really a no BS assessment of whether all this collectively come together will cause a first of all a direction, and then the magnitude of the direction on the stock market. Okay, my gut feel is that the stock market is going to have a fierce recovery. I cannot tell you when. I can only tell you will, but I think it's time we try to make a assessment of it. Yeah, I think we should try to make some assessment of it, and make some prediction. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, okay. So thank you for spending time with me. It's not a long. It's a half an hour live, but I think it's important for me to now check back. I'm more or less 80% correct for the year. Some of them I got it completely wrong. Some of them I got it maybe 70% right, not 80%. But I think generally, directionally, I'm 80% right. But I now know certain biasness, and I now know where the sensitivity is. Hello, Xiu Qing, good to see you. Very importantly is the assessment of interest rate. Okay, I think that one is an inflation. That will be the biggest factor to consider. Assessment of interest rate and inflation. Okay, cool. Okay, so I think we will see each other for the next few days. Let's see when the stock market opens. Stock market is not open today, right? Boxing Day, I don't think it's open today. So when the stock market opens, there are some people who actually say that we will see a Santa Claus rally. Santa Claus rally usually happen post Christmas to the first 2 days of New Year. Now this kind of short-term prediction we should avoid making, but I do see some of this prediction coming out in those analyst report. So it happens good, okay. But I think very importantly is that we stay put at our firm strategy and let it ride. Okay, cool. All right, good. Okay, thank you for staying with us, and I think the next video will be quite important. Right? Our prediction for the next year, 2023. Okay. I hope that 2023 is the one that I'm going to make a hell of a lot of money, and some of you are going to make a hell of a lot of money as well. What would be your indicators for your assessment for the prediction? Oh, Henry, I don't understand the question. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, good. Okay. Yes, first Jan interest rate will come in for CPF, right? I estimated $40,000-$50,000 between me and my wife. It's big numbers, but I really whacked a hell of a lot of money into the S&P 500, so I don't think I have as much as I hope it to be. Okay, cool. All right, good. Okay, okay. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night, and I'll see you in maybe 1 or 2 days time. Okay. All right, see you guys. Bye. Bye, everybody. Okay, Ed, thank you. Okay, Ed Chow, thank you. Okay, give a like before you go. Squiggy, thank you. Mei Yun, Henry, Leonard, Yi Jue, is it? Yi Jue, thank you. Okay, Xiu Qing, thank you. Okay, Joe, Wen Liang, Henry, thank you. Okay, Kim Zi, thank you. Okay, Jimmy, thank you. Okay, Robin, thank you. Okay, goodbye.